You must do it yourself. You got to start cooking your own food. You got to start washing your own clothes. You got to start making sure you don't have to spend what little money you have to live. And, you know, a lot of people say, man, you be crying. I be crying. So, what I'm trying to tell people is this. Throughout my lifetime, I have seen us as a people on this continent take a nosedive. We used to be a proud people. We used to be Americans, strong Americans. I remember when there was only one kind of American. Americans. America. God pledge his grace on thee. America. Land of the free and home of the slaves. Right now we are a joke around the world. High definition, dang. We're a joke. They laugh at us. We fight and destroy each other. Our officers of the law are killing us. One nostril big, one nostril little. Ain't from drug use. But we've been so dumbed down over the past 50 years, it's stupid. We used to have great leaders. Kennedy, King. You know, I mean, those kind of people don't exist anymore. Oh, wait. What do we got now? We got Obama. Um, who else we got? Nancy Pelosi. What? Gavin Newsom. But who do we have? Who do we have that looks out in the people's best interest now? And what people? You understand what I'm saying? What people's best interests? Who people's best interests? I mean, there is no American People's Party. It's just Republicans, Democrats, and the ones nobody hear about. Was independent, like the Independent Film Channel. They got their own thing. Who are we as a nation? I mean, you think about it. Every one of us pays for our freedom. And the poor pay more than any other group of people in the United States. The poor. And you know, you can say whatever you want to about the racism that goes on in our country, the United States of America. You can talk about that racism all you want, but understand this. If there's more white people than any other race in the United States, if there's one single group of people, there's more of them, then wouldn't it be more logical to have more of them being poor than any other race? There's more poor white people than poor Mexicans, than poor blacks, than poor Chinese, than poor Asians, and poor any other race in America. These people are not seen. They're invisible. Black people can't see them. Black people know them. Mexicans can't see them. Mexicans know them. White people completely ignore poor white people. Period. They are truly the scourge of America. Because They vote for change. They never get it. They vote for one of their own to maintain a certain life. They never get it. And all they see is so-called minorities reaping the benefits of their forefathers' hard labor. And that drives poor white people crazy. What about the middle class? See, you picture America as a strainer. You got all this stuff, no, a colander. You got all this stuff in there. And you're pushing it down. The stuff falls out the bottom. You keep on pushing down on the middle class. Where do the middle class fall? They fall down with the poor. The middle class is so shrunk that we're like a line in between good and evil. The ones in the middle suffer. Above, they don't give a damn. Below, they're trying to come up. And in the middle, we suffer. And the middle is filled with blacks, whites, Mexicans, and Hispanics, and Chinese, and whatever. In the middle, there's everyone who can deal with everyone else. We put up with those on the bottom, we put up with those on the top, and we try to stay away from the bottom, and we try to get to the top, but there's hands pushing us from getting to the top, and it's hard enough to maintain in the middle. I was moving up here to this county, and my girlfriend at the time said, "There's a lot of white people there. I don't want to be around white folks. I'm not moving with you." I'm only using that accent to fuck with people. But as black as she was, she didn't want to be around nobody white. Is it because her family was from Arkansas? It's because of the great divide. Within the poor communities, poor people got problems with poor people. Poor black people and poor white people, all poor. But when you have a group of people who are not used to being around another group of people, then you got a bunch of people not knowing how to speak to each other. Case in point. For those who don't understand, I am a real black man. I'm trying to find this paperwork here for you to prove a point. Let me see. This is the county's report, right here. I was working at a job for 6 years as a temporary employee. I got 1 minute. 6 years as a temp. Don't get me wrong, not 6 years straight, but it was increments of 6 months. So in other words, 3 years straight. You get it? They hired these 2 white kids as temps. One of them brings me a picture. It says niggers. You got these blonde ducks in the curve, and you got these black ducks walking on the sidewalk. And one blonde duck looked at the other blonde duck and looks out of the gutter at these black ducks and says, "Niggers." I've been trying to get this job for 6 years. Well, one of the kids was on probation because he had got hired permanently. The other one, first year there as a temp. The one that handed me the note, hired. You get the point? I no longer work there. The people that disrespected me, one of them quit. And the other one, the one that handed me the note, is hired. He ain't got to worry about nothing. He just got married and he's all happy. And I've been looking for work ever since then. Freedom. Free to be dumb. I got the proof to prove it.